Carla has just poured the first FCCA reef ball, Ferrari, Crustose, Coraline, algae. You see the red colors starting to come to the top, and they come only to top surfaces. It's a completely non-toxic substance used originally in Ferrari cars, which is why we call it Ferrari, or false CCA. The premise is that some types of corals settle on CCA, but some CCAs actually cannibalize coral. So those particular species we want to attract to this reef ball so the corals will settle and not face the competition of the CCA, but they will be on the reef ball. This is one of 3 treatments we're doing to enhance coral settlement of different types. We'll also plant live CCA, the type that are actually good for coral, as well as traditional reef ball surfaces, which are most useful for brooding coral that like and prefer clean surfaces. Carla this is the type of dye. Carla, you want to describe red 252?
254.
254 and how it works. Carla? Go ahead.
As far as I know, it's insoluble in water, and this only took a couple of teaspoons, and clearly we've got it already forming on the top. From previous testings, it will also form on the side and throughout. When we broke it apart, we found that it wasn't just on the surface. So we're looking forward to seeing the results with this.
And what's the big advantage of being insoluble and only floating to the surface?
That way the concrete doesn't overtake it.
And how much dye do you need to use?
Well, for this we started with 1 teaspoon. It looked like it might need a little boost. We went ahead and did 2, but I don't even know that it needed that much. So
that's a
it
pretty big
far.
advantage. So if it goes straight to the surface, you're only using the dye right where you need it.
Correct. And you can throw it in the mix and it'll just do it itself. And then it wasn't just on the top, it was, all the way on the sides.
The disadvantage of this dye is it was extremely expensive until just 2 years ago when it came off patent. It's still very expensive, so we want to minimize its usage, but it should open up a whole new era of coral restoration. These 2 balls will be placed in an experimental site. They will be where you see the plug hole adapters is where we'll put frag grippers, which is a new way of attaching coral and CCA to a reef ball without glue, which can be done underwater very simply or done on the surface right before deployment. So that's why you have those extra coral adapters more than usual, because we're going to try to get this ball to be as diverse as possible in coral.